Kingdom, across planet Earth. This is Radio 2 on the BBC Sounds app on your smart speaker and on 88 to 91 FM.
With the BBC News at 4 o'clock, this is Jason Kay. In the past hour, the RMT union has said that last-ditch talks to avert the biggest rail strike in decades have failed, and the walkout will go ahead at midnight. Tens of thousands of workers employed by train companies and Network Rail will take part in the action. The employers say the rail industry needs to be modernised. The union's General Secretary Mick Lynch says it's not received a satisfactory pay rise offer or guarantees that there won't be compulsory redundancies.
The source of this problem is the Tory government's decision to slash £4 billion of funding from our railway network. They've cut £2 billion from the National Railway and they've cut £2 billion from TfL. And that is hobbling this industry, and it's forcing the companies to implement transport austerity and massive cuts to our system.
The government says it'll change the law to allow companies to use agency staff to fill the roles of striking workers. A source says the change, which won't come into force until the middle of next month, is needed because unions are threatening action across the economy. The parents of a 12-year-old boy who's at the centre of a legal battle over life support treatment have been granted permission to take the case to the Court of Appeal. A High Court judge ruled last week that Archie Battersby was brain dead and doctors could lawfully stop providing treatment. Oldham Council and Greater Manchester Police have apologised after an independent report concluded they'd failed to protect some children from grooming and sexual exploitation in the town between 2011 and 2014. The review says that in one case, police missed opportunities to help a 12-year-old girl who was raped and seemed more concerned about covering up their failures. The Mayor of Greater Manchester, Andy Burnham, says lessons have been learned.
The culture within Greater Manchester Police is changing. This is a different organisation. It is becoming a more open organisation. And it's by publishing this report today, as difficult as the process has been, that we will be able to look people in the eye and say we are doing everything we can to prevent any repeat.
5 British nationals, including a former BBC cameraman who've been held by the Taliban in Afghanistan since last year, have been released. The group had been detained on unspecified charges. The Foreign Office said they would soon be reunited with their families and released a statement, as our correspondent in Afghanistan, Secunda Kamani, explained.
It said that the UK government regretted this episode. It apologised on behalf of the families of these men for any offence that had been caused by them. It stressed that their activities here in Afghanistan were not related to the UK government's work and that their travel to Afghanistan was against the UK government's travel advice.
Downing Street says that Boris Johnson is resting at home after having a minor operation related to his sinuses this morning. A spokesman said the Prime Minister was planning to return to work tomorrow. That's the BBC News at 3 minutes past 4.
Thanks, Jason. Sport now, Shabnam Yunus-Jewel.
Let's start with a bit of cricket, Steve. England women have announced a 13-player squad for their test match against South Africa at Taunton next week. Opener Emma Lamb is one of 5 uncapped players included. The one-off test forms the first part of a multi-format series. Meanwhile, Billy Vunipola and Danny Kerr have been named alongside 8 uncapped players in England's rugby union squad for their 3-test tour in Australia next month. However, England's most capped player, Ben Youngs, does not travel with the squad. In tennis, British number 3 Heather Watson lost in straight sets to Canadian Rebecca Marino in her first-round match at Eastbourne. It is the last WTA event in the UK before Wimbledon begins next Monday. Football and West Ham's new signing, the Morocco international defender Nayef Aguerd, has said, "I know I needed to go to the Premier League. It's a dream for every player." He's joined from League One side Rennes for $30 million. And Natalie Metcalfe will replace the now retired Serena Guthrie as England netball captain as they defend their Commonwealth Games title next month. England's 12-player squad includes 4 debutantes.
Thank you.